Hi, and welcome Movie World Recapped here. Today, I am going to explain, discuss, and criticism a science fiction action film from 1995 titled Judge Dredd. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. At the beginning of the movie we are informed with a text about what happened in the world in which the movie is played, and we learn that in the third millennium, the world changed. Climate. Nations. All were in upheaval. The earth transformed into a poisonous scorched desert, known as the Cursed Earth. Millions of people crowded into a few megacities, where roving bands of street savages created violence the justice system could not control. Law as we know it collapsed. From the decay rose a new order, a society ruled by a few elite force, a force with the power to dispense both justice and punishment. They were the police, jury and executioner all in one. They were the judges. In the first scene of the movie we see a prison shuttle to approach. Parolees prepare to disembark in one of the few mega cities that have remained. While the parolees walking, the judges begin to check their identity and, if they have assessed their penalty, and tell them in which area they should stay. In megacity a riot has already started when parolee gets to his house, is arrested by the rioters, who accuses him that he is a spy from the judges. Soon they leave him and continue the destruction. Then we see that a team of judges arrives to stop the riots, but they find them difficult and ask for reinforcement. Then Judge Dredd arrives and begins to deal with the situation by arresting and killing the rioters. Soon Judge Dredd manages to stop the uprising, but the record of disasters, dead and wounded, is enormous. Judge Dredd finds the prisoner under conditions hidden in a service robot which corresponds to 6 months in prison, but because it is prisoner under conditions the 6 months are converted into 5 years. In the next scene we are in a conference of judges where they meet for the uncontrollable situation, with the uprisings and crime prevailing and trying to find a solution. Then Judge Dredd has a brief chat with the head of the Judicial Academy, who asks him if it was necessary to execute the 7 rioters or if their deaths could have been avoided. Judge Dredd informs him that it was necessary. Also the head of the School of Judges informed him that he wanted Judge Dredd to teach the lesson of ethics to the students of the Academy. In the next scene we are at punishment colony named Aspen, where Warden Miller visits Rico, a prisoner in his cell. Rico was a former judge who was convicted because he started killing innocent people without distincting them from the guilty. The two of them have an intensive and aggressive discussion. Then Warden Miller offs defenses and weapons in the cell, and gives Rico a package from one who called his mysterious benefactor. Rico assembled the package, which is a kind of weapon. Warden Miller tried to reactivate the defense in the punishment colony cell, but it's too late and it gets killed by Rico, who shoots him in the neck. Soon 2 guards enter the cell to see what has happened, but Rico kills them and escapes. Then we see Judge Dredd training the students of the Academy in weapons and equipment, showing them how they work and how to use them. At the end of his speech is talking about the laws and how the students of the Academy should behave and live like judges. Then Judge Dredd has a dialogue with Judge Hershey where they disagree about the psychological cost of their work. Judge Dredd argues that you have to get used to being isolated in this profession, while Judge Hershey argues that you have to have life and friends, especially to endure this hard profession they do, and ended by asking Judge Dredd if he ever had a friend. To his work he answers only once, and then he asks him again what happened between them. Judge Dredd answers that he judged him. In the meantime, Rico visiting a store and asks for a package with the code name Lazarus. The shopkeeper found it and the diner as soon as Rico opens it, and the shopkeeper tells him not to grab the gun because it is lawgiver and only a judge can catch without the gun to kill him. Rico catches lawgiver and ironically tells the shopkeeper that he is a judge and kills him. Then Rico repairs a robot guard for himself and programs it with commands to follow. Then the alleged Judge Dredd shot and killed 2 reporters who seem to have discovered that violence does not stop only in judges but is also exercised by others in much higher positions in the hierarchy. In the next scene Judge Hershey stops a drunk driver and finds him, but he tries to bribe her. Then Judge Dredd appears and destroys the driver's car when he tries to bribe him. Immediately after we have a group of judges arresting Judge Dredd with the charge of murder. The head of the Academy of Judges visits Judge Dredd, and Dredd tells him that this is a conspiracy against him and that he has decided to be defended by his friend Judge Hershey, because he trusts her and she was excellent in her law course at the Judicial Academy. Then begins the trial of Judge Dredd, in which false evidence will be used against him. Judge Hershey defends Judge Dredd with all her might. During the break in the middle of the trial, the head of the Academy of Judges, talking to Chief Justice Griffin, looks upset because he thinks he fell out with the character of Judge Dredd, and how he unjustly covered him twice. Also the head of the Academy of Judges wants to hide what happened with the Janus Project and Rico. After the trial, the court finds Judge Dredd guilty of premeditated murder, and sentences him to death, but the head of the Academy of Judges uses the long walk in the cursed land and quits. Thus the sentence of Judge Dredd changes to eternal imprisonment in Punishment Colony Aspen, and loses all medals from his work as a judge. In the meantime, the head of the Judicial Academy starts with the long walk. Chief Justice Griffin visits Rico and they conspire against Judge Dredd as soon as he tells them that they silence the head of the Academy of Judges by sending him on the long walk, because he knew a lot about the Janus Project. Then Chief Justice Griffin asks Rico to bring war, chaos and destruction throughout the city. Meanwhile, Judge Dredd is in a prison shuttle which is heading to the Punishment Colony Aspen, where he meets the man he had arrested. There they fall victims of an ambush and the prison shuttle that transports them falls. Immediately after Judge Dredd, you are trapped in the legendary Angel family, who are pirate, cannibals, murderous thieves and scavengers in the area of Cursed Earth. Then Judge Dredd exploits a mistake which they did. At the time they had him tied up and tortured him, he manages to escape and destroys the Angel family. Judge Dredd reunites the head of the Academy of Courts, who has suffered a fatal wound from a son of the Angel family and dies later in Hess' arms. However, before she dies, she reveals the Janus Project, which is Judge Dredd has the DNA of the head of the Academy of Judges, in an improved version, so that he is the perfect judge and that he is cloned in this way, and that in fact he never had a family. Also reveals that Rico is his brother who was created and he is a perfect judge. But something went wrong and he became a perfect criminal, where he was later tried by Judge Dredd, his own brother. At that moment Judge Dredd understood that all his life is a lie. Understanding the intertwine between Chief Justice Griffin and Rico, Judge Dredd returns to the megacity and starts hunting them so he can judge them. In megacity the war has already begun, because of Rico and Chief Justice Griffin. The judges have suffered 96 losses, and they are waging a fierce battle against the crime that dominates and destroys everything. In the meantime, we see that the Council of Judges, under the influence of Chief Justice Griffin, persuaded with his fake arguments, are convinced to open the files of Janus Project, and continue to make other cloned judges to replace the heavy losses of judges they have against crime. At the last minute the Council of Judges changes its mind, saying that they cannot play God and clone judges within a few hours, so that they can have judges on the streets of the city to fight crime that is out of control, and accuse Chief Justice Griffin of betraying the judge because he wants to impose the Janus Project. Then Chief Justice Griffin gets angry and calls Rico to kill the Council of Judges. Rico invades the council and immediately starts killing the council, without any mercy, shooting everyone. Judge Dredd, who has returned to the city, arrives at the council late, and finds Rico having killed them all, then starts chasing Rico. Other judges begin to prosecute Judge Dredd, believing he has escaped, and is still guilty of manslaughter. Judge Dredd loses Rico but manages to escape from the judges, and goes to Judge Hershey's house. When he arrives he finds the house in a very bad condition. Everything is broken. Hershey tells Judge Dredd he doesn't know if he should believe him or if Judge Dredd is also involved in everything that happens. After a heated confrontation between them, Judge Dredd manages to convince Judge Hershey to trust him and help him with whatever information she has. In the next scene, Rico changes the DNA of clones with Hess' own DNA, so that the clones become criminals and not perfect judges. Judge Hershey talking to Judge Dredd and combining information they both have. They find out where he is hiding and go there. Chief Justice Griffin talking to Rico discovers that the DNA of judges in the Janus Project have changed to the Rico, and from perfect judges turn to perfect criminals. Then Griffin angrily fight with Rico, and Rico using his robot to kill the betrayed and deceived Griffin. Judge Dredd soon finds Rico, but Rico, using the robot he has, captures Judge Dredd, Hershey, and Judge Dredd's friend. Then follows a quarrel between Judge Dredd and Rico for what has happened between their relationship as brothers, and for the fact that Judge Dredd defends the law, while Rico defends the crime. Judge Dredd's friend then manages to trick and destroy Rico's robot guard. Judge Dredd and Hershey seize the opportunity to fight against Rico and his associates, followed by a fierce battle between Judge Dredd and Rico, where Judge Dredd succeeds in defeating his criminal brother at the last moment. In the end, all judges learn the truth that Judge Dredd is innocent and that everything was fake data and lies against him. Then they give him the honorary position of Chief Justice. But Judge Dredd denies the honorary position, saying that he is a street judge and that he is late for his job. Then gives a kiss to Hershey and leaves with his motorcycle, while all the judges applaud him from a distance and admire his courage, bravery and strength that he has, since he manages to overcome every difficulty he faced. Ever his criminal brother. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Your support is important. Thank you for watching.